High. Respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said unto Korah, be thou and all thy company before the Most High, thou and they, and Aaron, tomorrow. And take every man his censer, and put incense in them, and bring ye before the Most High, every man his censer, 250 censers. Thou also and Aaron, each of you his censer. That's censer is something that holds incense. And they took every man his censer and put fire in them and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. It's a coup going against Moses and Aaron. And the glory of the Most High appeared unto all the congregation. The Spirit of the Most High, the angel of the Most High, Hamashiach Yahushai, as you know him, as a spirit. The glory of the Most High. And the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron and to Aaron, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume it in a moment. Say, get away from this congregation. I'm going to consume them in a moment. Because remember, the Most High is a consuming fire, right? And they fell upon their faces and said, O Most High, the power of the spirits of all flesh. Shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? You get ready. A lot of times you see the Most High want to kill all of us. Wipe out everybody. He told Moses, I'll raise up a nation with you. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moses rose up and went into Dan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. They all walking together. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, for the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs. Don't touch nothing they have, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. So don't touch nothing they have, lest you're going to be consumed in all their sins. So they got up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan and Abiram, on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives, and their sons, and their little children, all their family. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Most High have sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own minds. Most High sent Moses to do all these works that's going to happen. He said, I'm not doing it because it's my thoughts. If these men die, the common death of all men, if they just die of old age, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Most High have not sent me. You let know, he put a decree out. Say, then the Most High have not sent him. But if the Most High make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up, open up like a big sinkhole, and swallow up all of them, with all that are pertaining unto them, everything that they own, everything. And they go down quick into the pit. They go down quick into the pit. Then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Most High. So you're going to understand that these men provoked the Most High. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them. The ground started shaking that was under where they were standing. And the earth opened her mouth. The earth actually opened up and swallowed them up in their houses. And all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods, everything they had, every last one of them. The earth opened up and swallowed them up. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them. Earth opened up, swallowed up everything that they had in them that was joined with them, and closed back up. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them. But they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. See, that fear came upon them. But see, this is a way that you hear in the story what the Most High did to fear him. Be afraid, be scared of him, respect him to the utmost. See how people gonna do that? They hear it now, oh, they get a little fight in their spirit. That's, you know, they back to how they was before, wicked. And there came out a fire from the Most High and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. I read you again. And there came out a fire from the Most High. Remember the Most High consuming fire. He fired from his waist up and fire from his waist down. And it came out a fire from the Most High and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speaking to Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, but they are hollow. The censers of these sinners against their own souls. Let them make them broad plates for a covering of the altar. For they offered them before the Most High, therefore they are hollow. And they shall be a sign unto the children of Israel. It's a sign. I mean, that's what it's sad, because when you look at even to this day, 1 Corinthians, first chapter, 22nd verse, tells you, man, that's why he says it's going to be a sign for us, right? 1 Corinthians 1:22, for the Jews require a sign. Always require a sign, man. So you see, he consumed them. Deuteronomy 11 and verse 6. And what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the son of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession in the midst of all Israel. We just read about it. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of the Most High, which he did. Seen all this. Whereas we today have not seen anything of this nature. But we have to have faith to believe in him. You want to make it. Look at Deuteronomy 5. We'll start at verse 1. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them. Do these laws. Learn the laws and do the laws. They are the Most High. The Most High, our power, made a covenant with us in Horeb. Who? What he said in verse 5, Hear, O Israel. Most High made a covenant, a contract, agreement with us, the children of Israel, in Mount Horeb. The Most High made not his covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. The Most High talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire, through the angel of the Most High. We read that. So some of you probably forgot, because it's not easy it's a mystery, something that's unknown, so most people can't even recollect that ain't nobody ever seen the Most High. John 1:18 says, nobody ever seen the Most High. Only begotten Son who's in the bosom of the Father, he have declared him. You see? But when you look at verse 38, it says, this is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with our fathers who received the law of the oracles to give unto us. So he says the angel that's speaking to Moses. But see, if you eliminate the angel, then you think, it's just the Most High and Moses. We can't be before the Most High. Look. Verse 30, Acts 7:30. And when 40 years were expired, there appeared to him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai an angel of the Most High in a flame of fire in a bush. See? And he started to speak the words of the Most High. Verse 35, this Moses whom they refused, saying, who made thee a ruler and a judge? We read that. The same did the Most High send to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the angel which appeared to him in the bush, who was the Spirit of the Most High, who was Mashiach Yahushai, who the world falsely knows as Jesus Christ, but as an angel of the Most High, as the Spirit of the Most High, unto this day. So, going back to Deuteronomy 11 and 7. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of the Most High which he did. We've seen it. Remember he did all the 10 plagues on the Egyptians? We've seen all this. Look at Deuteronomy 7 and verse 19. The great temptations which thine eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders, and the mighty hand, and the stretched out arm, whereby the Most High thy power brought thee out. So shall the Most High thy power do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid. All the things that he done to the Egyptians, he's going to do to all the people who we are afraid of. Deuteronomy 11 and 8. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong, and go in and possess the land, whither ye go to possess it. See, we got to keep the commandments. Keep the commandments make you strong. And we can go into the land and possess it. It's no different then than it is now, brothers and sisters. We got to keep the commandments, which the Most High has commanded us this day, that you may be strong and go in and possess the land, whither ye go to possess it. Because he's going to gather us from the four corners of the earth, and we're going to possess the land again as the Israelites. He's going to do this. And we were able to do it. Moses wasn't able to do it because he didn't get the Most High the glory and bring forth that rock. When he told him to speak to the rock, he told him the first time to hit the rock. This time he said, speak to the rock. He's going to bring, the angel told him he's going to bring his water out of that rock. But Moses let the children of Israel get on his nerve, and he hit the rock twice. That's why listening is an honor and responsibility. It's very important. The Most High said, speak to the rock, and he's going to bring his water out. You know, so Moses let the children of Israel get on his nerve, and he hit the rock. He said, he said, how much was we, like Israel getting on his nerve. Must we fetch water out of this rock? He messed up then. That's why I say you got to give all glory to the Most High. Not for just when he do something great for you, but all the time. Whenever there's bad things happen, you still give the Most High all the glory. You still praise his holy name. Not just whenever he do something that's great for you or something. All the time. You get used to it. That's why he says his name is jealous. He's a jealous power. So if he'll allow you to wake up to see another day, all glory to the Most High. Praise the Most High. Something simple as that. Because you hear and he let you know, hey, he love you enough to let you see another day closer to the kingdom, to get it together. Because he didn't have to allow you to get it together. He allowed you to die in your sleep or not even make it to another day. But all praise to the Most High that we are here. And we're able to see another day closer to the kingdom. A day to get it together. And honor him. And give him the glory. His name is jealous. Remember that. That's why he say fear the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. Look at Joshua, the first chapter. Joshua 1:6. Be strong and of good courage. For unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. So he said, be strong and of good courage. But this people, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. If you meditate on the laws of the Most High, they're going to be in your spirit. That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. And when you do this, it said, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous. And then, when you meditate on these laws day and night, thou shalt have good success. You're going to know what's right from wrong. To have good success. Going back to Deuteronomy, 11th chapter. Verse 8. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong, and go in and possess the land, whither ye go to possess it. That's why you tell you got to come back to the laws. Repent and come back to these laws, statutes, commandments, people. And that ye may prolong your days in the land, which the Most High sware unto your fathers to give unto them and to their seed, a land that floweth with milk and honey, a fertile land, very much so. But he said, hey, he's going to prolong your days. That's why you look at Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. Proverbs 3. And 1. My son, forget not that my law. He said, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart, which is your mind, keep my commandments. Like he said, meditate day and night on these commandments. You do this for length of days. Prolong your life. And long life, see? And peace. You want peace? Meditate on these commandments. Shall they add to thee? See? It's very important. You see this. Go to Proverbs 10 and 27. Proverbs 10, 27. The fear of the Most High prolongeth days. Hear that? The fear of the Most High prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. Yes, the fear of the Most High prolongeth days. You fear the Most High, tell you in Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. It's the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. So you say, just how you are, you go to church and whatever you deal with, and you think you know something, whatever, we know. The Most High has all the answers here. Go to Romans 10 and 2. Romans 10 and 2. So, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. You hear that? Have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Because you're not taught to fear the Most High, be afraid, be scared of him in these days and times. You just taught prosperity preaching. Make you feel good. Go to church so you get a little good feeling for the week. And you go to church on the wrong day anyway. If you're going on a Sunday, that's worship of the sun god, Nimrod. Do your research and find out. It's what you've been doing. The pagans were doing that. And in the Council of Nicaea, that's where they said, we're going to bring all the pagans in for this money until this day. And that's what they're doing. Like you work that prosperity preaching started with Billy Graham and Rex Humbard. Oh yeah. They want to go, they're the first ones on TV, on radio. So you ain't bringing that hellfire preaching up in here. Mess up our ratings. So they had to come up with this prosperity preaching. Do your research on that. That's why Proverbs 1 and 7, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom, which is proper application of knowledge, how you apply this knowledge in your life, and instruction, how to be instructed. The Bible is an instruction manual, telling us exactly what we need to be doing from day to day to day to please the Most High. Not to please yourselves. Too many people is about self. That's pride. You heard the Most High said, hey, my name is jealous. He's a jealous power. His name is jealous. Now get by that. How you going to deal with that? Because you can look at man, point the finger at man all you want to, but you got to deal with the Most High, whose name is jealous. You better point the finger at him, because this is his word. And you that don't know how to operate according to what it is that he says it has to be according to what he's told us how we have to conduct ourselves, you better ask somebody before he visits you. Deuteronomy 9 and 5. It says, not for thy righteousness, not because we keeping the laws of the Most High, or for the uprightness of thine heart, uprightness of our mind, dost thou go to possess their land. He say, you ain't going there because you all righteous and you all upright. But for the wickedness of these nations, the Most High, thy power does drive them out from before thee. You hear that? Because the nations that he drove out, 7 nations mightier than us, he drove them out of the land of Canaan because they were wicked. And that he may perform the word which the Most High sware unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See, understand therefore that the Most High thy power giveth thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness' sake, because we are that. For thou art a stiff-necked people. Wow. See how the Most High talk about us? That's why we have no right to be thinking you holier than thou, or you are that, or this, that, or third, whatever, all of us. Put yourself right there with the wicked, even if you think you righteous. That's what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, that you don't think you righteous. You better ask somebody. Look, give you a prime example. I've given it to you a few times. Maybe some have not heard it. Maybe you hear it this time. Look at Job 1 and 1. Give an example. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright. You hear this? This man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. See? So, verse 8. And the Most High said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? A perfect and an upright man, one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. So that's what the Most High is saying about Job, right? You just heard it. Perfect, upright man, one that eschewed evil, right? But see, what you got to realize is That's the Most High saying it concerning Job and how he was, right? But when you look at Job, this is what Job said in Job 33 and 9. This is very important. These are solutions that works for you or against you. This is what Job said. I am clean without transgression. Job 33 and 9. I am clean without transgression. I am innocent. Neither is there iniquity in me. Job 34 and 5. For Job has said, I am righteous. I keep all the laws of the Most High. I'm upright, just what the Most High said, right? I'm righteous, and the Most High have taken away my judgment. Should I lie against my right? My wound is incurable without transgression. So what did Job do? He claimed to be righteous. He said, I am righteous. He said, I am righteous. Right? That's what he said. So when you look at him saying that, even though you are, it's not good. It's not a great thing at all, according to the Most High. Let's read about it. 2nd Ezra 8:48. In Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra 8:48. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High. Telling Ezra he's marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. Read it again. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High. This is what you want. It's a solution. For those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. You got to get rid of that pride. That's what Job dealing with. You know, some brothers, they like they into keep all the laws, so therefore they condemned everybody and think that they're holier than thou. And you sisters too. Some sisters too. But hear the word of the Most High. Bible Kushah, because this is very important. It says, in this thou art marvelous before the Most High, which we all want to be marvelous before the Most High. This is what works. In that thou hast humbled thyself. Therefore you got rid of all that pride, as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. So you have not thought of yourself to be much glorified among the righteous. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time, and we in the last days, brothers and sisters, shall dwell in the world. Why? Because they have walked in great pride. Great pride. So we all back at the beginning of Job saying what he's saying. And then you see that that's not marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. Most High sent Satan on him because of that. If you know the story of Job, he lost everything. Then the second time he let him vex him from his head to his toe, with balls and so forth. But he let him kill him. But he felt that shouldn't happen to him because he righteous is holier than thou. No. Most High, it pleased the Most High, the bruise of Mashiach Yahushua, his only begotten son. Now you figure, you more important than him? His only begotten son, for our sins, stiff-necked us, wicked us, wretched us, as the Israelites. I mean, we going through the same thing as we went through the wilderness. We got to go through the same thing again. I see it all over again. He said, not for our righteousness' sake. We ain't going to receive the kingdom in this time for our righteousness' sake. So it's going to take 1,000 years of learning to be righteous in the eyes of the Most High, that we could be in his kingdom forever and ever and ever. Most High will. But who think they got it together right now? Comment, make a call, let me know. Because you're going to fall right in the place of Job. I'm showing you that's not cool. I've showed you many lessons where you see the prophets are prophesying and they pray to the Most High to prophesy what the Most High wants to prophesy, that they put themselves there. Prime example, let me just give you one so you won't think anything different. You'll understand what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, why he said Israel had humbled himself even though he was righteous. He humbled himself and became like this. When you look at 2 Ezra 7 and verse 49, for what profit is it unto us if there be promised us immortal time, meaning living forever and ever and ever, immortality, whereas we, including himself, have done the works that bring death? That's why he said what he said to him. It's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High that he has humbled himself and not found himself to be counted as one of the righteous. And that there is promised us an everlasting hope. Whereas ourselves, including himself, being most wicked, are made vain, made worthless. So, there it is right there. That's what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. Not that you all that. Just learn how to read. Some of you still can't read to really understand what this is all about. Get the solutions that work. That's what I want to hear. Or combat it so the Most High could deal with you to make you better. Hopefully. That's what this is all about, though. For us to be better, Not to remain the same, but get better in our life as we walk in this walk. Look at Deuteronomy 11. and 9. And that ye may prolong your days in the land, which the Most High sware unto your fathers to give unto them and to their seed, a land that floweth with milk and honey. Look at Exodus 3 and 8. Well, let's start at verse 7 and 8. Exodus 3, 7 and 8. And the Most High said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry. You heard our cry, our groanings, our cries, by reason of their taskmasters, the hard bondage that we were made to serve. For I know their sorrows. Sorrows mean what? You're not happy? You crying to the Most High. That's when he come down and deliver us every single time. And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of the land unto a good land and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites. These nations he got rid of. Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them. This what works. The Most High heard our cries. Well, we got to cry in our captivity now. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, and that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. He heard our cry. So if you prideful now, Most High ain't going to deliver us at all. You got to cry unto the Most High. Humble yourself. Stop being prideful, Israel. Humble yourself before the Most High visit you. His name is jealous. So therefore, his name is jealous. He want to be lifted up. That's what we're talking about in this lesson. He want to be exalted. It's all about exaltation of the Most High. And He gonna be all in all in the end. You better understand. Once He let Mashiach Abishai get all these nations in order, then the Most High gonna be all in all. Look, 1 Corinthians 15. 1 Corinthians 15 chapter. 1 Corinthians 15:27. Get right to the point. For He hath put all things under His feet. That's why David said, hey, in Psalms 110:1, the Most High said, to my power, Hamashiach Yahushai, sit thee on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. So it says, for He hath put all things under His feet. But when He said all things are put under Him, all things are put under Hamashiach Yahushai, it is manifest that He is accepted. He is accepted, which did put all things under Him. It is manifest that the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is accepted, which did put all these nations under Hamashiach Yahushai's rule, power, rulership, and authority. Listen, and when all things shall be subdued unto Him, then shall the Son also Himself be subdued unto Him that put all things under Him. When all things are subdued unto a Mashiach Yahushai, put all these nations under His footstool, His feet, then it's going to be manifest that a Mashiach Yahushai, He going to be subject to Him that put all things under Him. And what's going to happen then? That the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, may be all in all, forever and ever and ever. That's what it's all about. You can think it's all about you if you want to. You heard what's just said. When the Most High put all things under Hamashiach Yahushua, we manifest that the Most High is accepted, that put all things under Hamashiach Yahushua. Believe this. Deuteronomy 11 and 11. With verse 10. For the land whither thou goest to possess it is not as the land of Egypt, from whence ye came out. So this land we're going to possess wasn't like the land of Egypt, where we just came out, where thou sowest thy seed, and water it with thy foot, as a garden of herbs. It says, but the land whither ye go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and drinketh water of the rain of heaven. It says, drinking water of the rain of heaven. How you going to bless? He blessed the rain to come down to make the land prosperous and bringing forth crops and so forth. Whatever we need, watering the animals and so forth. Look at Deuteronomy 8 and 7. For the Most High thy power bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills. What we got to do? Verse 6. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Most High thy power, to walk in His ways and to fear Him. See that? Verse 8, a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness, thou shalt not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Most High thy power for the good land which He hath given thee. See? Great land. That's what He did for us. This is what He wants us to tell our children. They could tell their children. He want to be boasted about. That's who you're supposed to be prideful about. The Most High's pride. Talk about Him. Deuteronomy 11 and 12. A land which the Most High thy power careth for. You know that? A land that the Most High. Can you imagine that? The Most High caring for the land? Because now it's desolate. He said when you follow His laws, statutes, commandments, He's going to make the land desolate. It's desolate now. A wasteland now. But I'm just trying to imagine how it was when it was like this. Ain't no pictures of this. You already see no pictures of this. A land which the Most High thy power careth for. You imagine that? The eyes of the Most High thy power are always upon it. You imagine that? From the beginning of the year even until the end of the year. From the beginning of the year even to the end of the year, the Most High's eyes are upon it. Man, wow. To make sure that everything you plant is going to come up and the land going to be prosperous like no other land. This is the land that the Most High love. Look. Go to Second Ezra, the 5th chapter. Look at verse 25. It says, Second Ezra 5 and 25. It says, and of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river. That's the Jordan River. And of all builded cities, thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself. See? Zion unto thyself. See? So, this is what we're looking at. Verse 24. And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit. That's what we're reading about. The land that he's just telling us. That he gave us. Land of Canaan, the land of Israel. Deuteronomy 11 and 12, a land which the Most High thy power careth for. The eyes of the Most High thy power are always upon it. From the beginning of the year even until the end of the year, his eyes are always upon it. Upon the land that he loveth. A land that floweth with milk and honey. A land that his eyes see from year in and year out. Deuteronomy 11 and 13. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Most High your power, and to serve him with all your heart, all your mind, and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land. I'll give you the rain of your land in its due season. The first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. That's what he promised us. If we keep his commandments, I will give you the rain of your land in his due season. The first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. That's what he got. He promised us. Look at Leviticus 26. Leviticus 26. Making sure that our crops grow plentiful. Leviticus 26 and 3. If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them,